Okay, so the articles you sent over. Wow. We're taking a deep dive today into the Pentagon's Defense Digital Services, or DDS.
That's right, DDS. Often described maybe a bit colorfully as their SWAT team of nerds.
Right. And the core story here seems pretty dramatic. They're essentially shutting down, like by the end of this month.
Yeah, effectively disbanding. And the reason cited, the main driver, appears to be the rise of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE.
DOGE. Okay, so let's back up slightly. DDS wasn't that old,
Yeah.
right? Set up in 2015.
Correct, 2015. The whole point was to be, different, nimble, to inject that Silicon Valley speed into Defense Department problem solving.
Which is famously not speedy.
Exactly. They were meant to cut through the red tape, the usual procurement nightmares. Think the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Okay.
DDS apparently built rapid response tools, things needed immediately for managing that chaos, not in 6 months or a year.
So, real-world crisis response, tech-driven.
Absolutely. Or the databases they created for managing aid to Ukraine military humanitarian aid. That's a huge logistical challenge.
Yeah, getting that right quickly is crucial.
And they were also working on drone detection technologies, trying to stay ahead of, emerging threats with adaptable tech.
So, a unit designed for speed and innovation, tackling really critical modern problems.
That was their mandate, a different way of operating within the Pentagon.
Which makes it even more striking that, according to these reports, the entire team, 14 people? They're all resigning.
The full team, yes. They're choosing to leave rather than work under this new structure involving DOGE.
That's quite a statement. What was the expectation initially? Did they think they'd be working with DOGE?
Well, the departing director, Jennifer Hay, apparently indicated that they initially thought DDS would be contributing.
Contributing to what exactly?
To Musk's stated goals of, increasing automation and adopting AI within the Pentagon, they saw themselves fitting into that push for efficiency.
So they thought they'd be part of the modernization effort.
That seems to have been the assumption, yeah.
But clearly something went sideways. Instead of integration, we get a mass resignation.
Which means those specific efforts DDS was spearheading, streamlining the tech talent pipeline, the counter-drone work they now face, discontinuation.
So what's the bigger picture consequence here, losing this specific kind of capability?
Well, you lose that dedicated channel for rapid tech fixes.
Yeah.
That ability to quickly prototype and deploy something when a crisis hits, bypassing the standard, slower processes.
That agility seems pretty valuable.
It really does. And like you said, it's not just the director leaving. Reports suggest every single employee interviewed said they wouldn't be leaving if it wasn't for DOGE.
A unanimous reason. That really underscores a fundamental disagreement or problem with how this transition is being handled.
Precisely. And it connects to a pretty blunt assessment from one source, a former senior Pentagon official.
Oh, what do they say?
Their take was that Musk's team isn't genuinely focused on using AI or actually driving efficiency in a constructive sense.
So, what are they doing then, according to this official?
The quote was, they're essentially smashing everything. Disrupting things, perhaps without a clear plan for what comes next.
Smashing everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a harsh critique. Okay, let's recap quickly.
Sure.
The Pentagon's Fast Track Tech Unit, DDS, known for rapid solutions in crises, is disbanding.
Because the entire team is resigning over working under Elon Musk's DOGE initiative.
Key projects, like counter-drone tech, are now potentially stalled or stopped.
And the team, who expected to help with AI and automation efforts, is walking out instead.
With at least one former insider warning that DOGE's approach might be more disruptive than productive.
That sums it up pretty well, which leads to, I think, the key question this leaves us with.
Go ahead.
Well, considering how fast technology moves and how critical national security is, what are the potential long-term effects? When you have this kind of organizational disruption, this smashing inside such a vital government sector, what happens down the line?
That's definitely something to think about. What are the ripple effects when the SWAT team decides to walk away? A lot to consider there.